First of all, there's no test for COVID, and they just, if you go on the CDC website, they have recalled the PCR test because it was so inaccurate. And the man that developed the PCR test said it should have never been used. So they didn't look at your symptoms. They just know that they're going to call it COVID when it could be a cold, sinus infection, respiratory bronchitis, and yeah, something like that can go into bacterial pneumonia, can go into bronchitis, can go into a problem. But when you have a sinus infection and you can nip it in the bud, and if they thought you had COVID, they should have just given you ivermectin or hydroxychloroquine.
Which they don't do.
Well,
they sign me up for a
monoclonal antibodies.
Yes, which they could give me on my 10th day of quarantine. I had to wait a week and a half to get that.
So it's all a scam, sorry. I'll probably.
I didn't feel any difference. It's just how they can get more money from the government.
Right, and at this point, you can sue. You can also have a lawyer help you to get what you need. I have ivermectin here. I have a friend that knows how to talk to pharmacists, a friend of theirs. And if you can find any way to get, HCQ or ivermectin, I recommend you do that and always have it on hand. And your sinus infection deserved an antibiotic, though.
Yeah.
You needed to have that. But see, they were doing their little game. And this is why we've had a lot of illnesses and death. And all you have to do is go to openvayers.com and see all the deaths. I think we're up to 19,000 and over 2 million injuries. So it's all becoming exposed, though. And it's a shame that happened to you, because it stopped the time. You should have gotten the antibiotics immediately.
Yes.
And then my nephew, who is type 1 diabetic, he's a sensei, a black belt. He's a stuntman. He's also an actor, and he's graduating from director and producer college. And he was on his way to have a wonderful job this coming week in Vegas for $200 a day. And for a 24-year-old, that's a good job.
Yeah.
Especially for 2 weeks. And so in Hollywood, everybody's got to be tested for everything. They didn't test for tuberculosis. They don't test for, cytomegalo. They don't test for measles, mumps, but they're going to test for that because it's the agenda. So they tested him, and he got a text and a letter coming to him saying, you have to be quarantined for 2 weeks. You have Omicron. And he goes, what are you talking about? I feel fine. And they said, you are not allowed to leave your house. You will get a hefty fine if you do. And he lost his job. He doesn't feel bad. He couldn't come to our Christmas party, the family Christmas party. And he's just sitting at home the whole holiday season. That's just ridiculous. Omicron is a good thing. It's another virus going around, and it was spurred on by the vaccine shots that were given. But it's actually going to annihilate the COVID virus and build up people's immune systems so that we've got herd immunity. So it's backfiring. And it's not a bad thing, but they just screwed up this kid's life, this whole. And
that's horrible.
Yeah.
I asked them, they knew, did you further test to see if I have Delta or Omicron? No, there's just 99% of the cases here in New Hampshire are Delta. So we're just assuming it's Delta.
Oh yeah, right. I would say we're just going to assume this is multiple myeloma, or we're just going to assume that this could be a brain tumor or lung cancer. This is what they do. They think we're all stupid. And they're, the variants, there's no test. You have to take the PCR test, like you have to think of 40 40 rounds to even find coronavirus, which is a common cold. So if you die of a motorcycle accident and you have a common cold, you died of COVID. So yes, we all know the scam now,
Yeah.
and it's getting exposed, right, Michelle? She's walking.
Yeah,
Or she's driving.
She knows.
sorry, I'm on my way home. What? Yeah, yeah, I know. I was actually just in a store, a grocery store, because our governor, supposedly says that as of last Monday, we all had to start wearing masks. And did I get lost? Or are you there?
No,
Yeah.
you're here.
Oh, okay. So, I just don't do it. So the store that I was just in, which while I was standing there, it was 10 of 8, and I was like, oh my God, it's Tuesday, I gotta get out of here. So I had to stop, and I had to stop at my store and drop off the groceries, and that's why I'm in my car, but I'll be home in a minute, and then I'll pop on where I can see. But,
Happy you're with us anyway. The
store says, regardless of vaccination status, everyone must wear a mask. And I just go in and I don't. And, because I really inhibit my health.
what Dr. Vicky says, they tried to make her wear a mask today in the store, and she goes, no. They said, do you have a mask? And she goes, no. It was a drugstore, and they ran back, got a mask for her, and she goes, I won't wear it. And he said, well, it's policy. And she goes, it doesn't matter. It's not law. And there's no studies. Read the studies, find a study. The virus is 1 millimeter, and the holes in the mask is 60.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? Plus,
Say that again?
the virus, the size of a virus is like 1 millimeter, and the hole in the mask, through the fibers,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yep.
60. And it's only supposed to be used for a doctor who is doing surgery. So if his nose or mouth has any kind of,
Yeah.
droplet, it doesn't go into the incision. Has
Yes,
nothing to do.
Yep.
So,
I have a doctor friend who has said that the masks don't do anything.
right. So, and you can put 7 on, and then you can take a puff of a whatever, cigarette or whatever, and blow it straight through.
Yep.
So we all know, we're all smart, and we have all been educated because of Manatech. Some of the things that we've learned over 25 years ago, which we knew, Dr. Vicky and I knew, I don't know, we were working with the AIDS epidemic in the 80s. And that's where we saw a lot of shenanigans in the AIDS epidemic. So, and we were very, very good friends with a glycobiologist when she was working at Scripps Institute. And she let us know that even the top scientists there, for funding, they were smudging tests. So we've always known you need, you have to really question. Science is not to be trusted. Science is to be tested. And we have to really look what Lancet did. The Lancet was the most trusted scientific magazine with peer-reviewed studies and documentation. And they put out a study on hydroxychloroquine saying it was dangerous and not to do it. And it's been used for over 60 years, and people with rheumatoid arthritis have lived on it. It's called Plaquenil. And ivermectin, they have used even for river blindness, and they use it all over the world. Now India, for a little bubble wrap pack of ivermectin, they sell it to their people for $3. And it's just their cases are plummeting. So I'm into natural stuff. That's why Manatech was always important to me. Other companies, things that we've done in the practice. Dr. Vicky was always alternative, preventative medicine, things like this. And we believe in natural herd immunity. And now that's shown to be lifetime immunity. So we promote that. If anybody wants to get whatever they want to get, I'm into freedom of speech, you know, the First Amendment and the Second Amendment. I'm into all of that. So people need to do what they think is right for them. But for now, what we have to do is and this is what I keep saying, and this is why we started this Zoom conference meeting every Tuesday, is because what was bothering me that was going through the whole year is all my people, they're like shell-shocked. The rug was pulled out from under them and they forgot they had an immune system. They forgot that they could use Ambrotos on a regular basis, even use it like an IV drip. They forgot about Plus. They forgot about all this stuff. So, and then they started fretting and worrying, and you know, that makes you sick. And then if my one girlfriend, she got a very, very, very bad stomach flu from her grandson from a daycare. And then the mother got it, she got it, her son got it, a couple of grandparents got it, and it was the intestinal flu. If you've ever had a bad gastrointestinal flu, you know what I'm talking about. It's coming out your mouth, it's coming out your butt, it's sick, you can't hold food. You're like, oh God, make up your mind, please take me, you know? And it's the worst. Well, she had never had a flu before. And they told her she had COVID. And she lost her ever-loving mind. She goes, I see you didn't get COVID. COVID goes into the respiratory. You didn't get COVID, you got a stomach flu. No, you don't understand. I don't have my sense of smell or taste. I said, have you ever had a flu before? If you're throwing up and you have diarrhea, you're not tasting much. You're not smelling much. You're not caring about any kind. I didn't want to eat. I said, nobody wants to eat with an intestinal flu. No, they told me it was, I said, look, that's what they say. You didn't have it. And you just became a mark on the COVID column. So I told her, I said, what if I taught you all these years? Do you have Ambrotos? Yes. I said, okay, start taking it 6 times a day. I can't keep anything down. I said, I know, put a little in your mouth and suck on it, and that's it. You have mucosal cells in your mouth, and they're going to absorb, and then it'll trickle down, and you have cells in your esophagus, and then it'll go into your stomach. Do that 6 times a day. I said, do you have ivermectin? Yes, take it. So, because it's antiviral. It's really a wonderful thing that this whole thing backfired on everybody, because we've learned a lot about a drug that has been used in Africa for river blindness, and also a drug that has been used for deworming horses, and also a drug that has helped many people with rheumatoid arthritis. And now ivermectin's in studies for prostate cancer. So we have learned a lot, and they didn't want us, just like with critical race theory. It backfired because all the kids came home and the parents were walking by the computer saying, what'd she say? What did that teacher just tell you? And the parents started to rise up and say, you're not teaching my kids about their races. So things are turning around, and we cannot lose ourselves. We cannot, we have to stand strong in our knowledge. And it's like, Margie, you got a handle on this. You saw it firsthand what they did to you. And it was ridiculous. They should have just sent you home with hydrochloric or ivermectin. And just,
No, they won't do that here.
what state are you?
New Hampshire.
Okay, so you have to make friends with somebody that's got, two neurons firing at the same time in the brain. That's a pharmacist. And get yourself some ivermectin. They're talking about birth control pills being sent in the mail. Maybe we should just find a place where you can find stuff in the mail. You're feeling better?
Yes,
Okay, good,
much better.
good. Okay, that's good.
Just have a lingering cough, and
Well,
Bill's got the cough now too.
did it start in your chest?
Yeah, it started in my head.
Yeah.
I was all stuffed up here.
Yeah,
And a friend told me to sleep on my stomach, which was a heaven sent because it just started draining
yeah.
all night long.
Well, when stuff, yeah, you need that Neomed sinus rinse. You can get it at the drugstore, and it's saline solution, but you can also use pink Himalayan. And you put it in. Oh, go on me. Are you? Hold on, I'll figure this out. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Great.
If you use saline solution and you clean out your nose every single day, then that allows you to get rid of the sinus infection. And then it's the drippage that went down into your bronchites. So that's
Right.
the cough, There's solutions for all of that, but it's going away. Did you have the cough too?
Who?
Did you cough?
Me? Oh yeah, I'm still coughing.
Yeah. Cytomegalio will do that to you. And you guys might have had that, but my cough lasted almost 7 months. So I don't know. It's a terrible virus. But I've had it before and I lived. So, okay. Idris,
Yes, ma'am.
how are you doing?
Not very good.
Why, babe?
Not too many things going on.
Yeah. Are you alone, Idris? Do you have family?
I'm by myself. My family's in Kentucky.
So you're weathering the storm by yourself, right?
Yeah.
Do you get to talk to them?
Yeah, I talk to them on the weekends and we text a little bit. So
Uh-huh. So when you say you have a lot going on, is it just a lot of stress and it's getting in your way of enjoying life?
yeah, I think that's a lot of it right there. Well, my grandson, they're talking, he might need to do a second surgery to put things back together concerning the bag that he has to wear.
Well, they found him?
Huh?
They found him? I thought he was missing.
He was not missing, honey. He just was not spending time with his parents. He was staying other places, so they didn't really know what was going on with him.
Oh, okay, so they have to reconstruct the colostomy bag?
That's what they're thinking about, talking about, but we don't know when or whatever. And he's not very cooperative or talking, letting anybody know. So,
Well, he's 28.
huh?
How old is he?
I'm not sure exactly. I have to look it up, but around 30, but I don't remember.
Are the parents okay?
Parents are okay.
But they're freaking out over all this?
Well, they're under a lot of stress. They've got the Lord for help, but still it's a lot of stress.
Yep. And he's probably still using, so that's what's
We
happening.
don't know if he is or not. He's, like I said, he's not living with his folks right now. We don't know who he's staying with, if they're good people, if they're drug people or whatever, we don't know. And we don't know if he's still doing his therapy online or not. And it's just not a good situation.
It's not a good situation, but again, like I said last week, all you got is prayers at this point
Yeah.
because he's an adult. And if you can get several people, because what did it say in the Bible, that if two or more are in agreement, consider it done. So you have to have a prayer group, 3, 4 people every day, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you do about 5 minutes. Everybody's on the same page and they think the same way. And the direction is that you're feeling gratitude that he has come back and has asked for help. Has to be that simple. You have to visualize it. You have to know it. And you have to see it happening to the point where God made it all happen. Because unless you have an addictionologist, or if he gets busted, that would be a good idea. Except, what state do you live in?
He's in Kentucky.
So they don't have those liberal prosecutors where you can rob a bank and get let loose the next day.
No, that's New York.
Yeah, I know that. That's LA.
Yeah.
If you steal $990 worth of merchandise, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Every
My God.
every day.
They take their calculators with them, I think.
Yes, they do. It's a George Soros trick on how to ruin America. But it's all getting exposed, people. We are on the worm is turning. So Idris, it's about prayer. And if you can ask the family just for 5 minutes of prayer on the phone, everybody's doing it. Play a certain kind of music with no lyrics in the back, but it's spiritual music, so the vibrations are strong. And you do that. I did that for a year, and my daughter came back.
Wow.
Yes. That was, so I highly recommend that. And it's a good suggestion to try to give to your family, because that brings you closer with your family, and then everybody has purpose instead of worry. Worry does nothing. It's fear.
She's sick.
It makes you sick, and you can just put it in your back pocket because it's not of help. But that's what stops you from taking care of yourself, because you're so worried sick about him. So, and because you can't get in the car and go find out where he is, drag him out of the crack house or wherever he is and kick his butt into the car and drive him. This is what I had to do. You can't do that. And it still doesn't work, because then they run from you. So the only power you have right now, which is the best, is your prayers with your family, 3 people together, and do it every day at the same time on the phone. And I guarantee you'll see action. Michelle, what are you eating? Goat yogurt?
Yeah,
Atta girl.
only because I'm so hungry and I don't want to wait till after the call to eat, but then,
Oh, there's nothing wrong with you eating right now. God gave you a mouth and stomach. Go for it.
well, I intended to have a salad with stuff, but that takes making, so.
No, this is good. And it's easy. What's the nuts you have? You have any nuts?
Walnuts and pecans.
Yeah, my favorite.
So I have a little something to discuss if I can.
Okay. Yes.
So I went to a follow-up appointment with a doctor that I really like, because he's a DO, but he's of a holistic mindset.
No, DOs are good.
Yeah, so anyway, he had done some blood work because he had seen something in some previous blood work. And so he is telling me that, I don't know how to explain this. Well, first of all, he said my iodine level is low, and he tested my thyroid, and he said I don't have Hashimoto's. There's nothing really wrong with my thyroid, except that he was saying, and I don't know if you'd understand this, but what he's saying is that because my iodine level is low, it's affecting my IgA. which, you know, because he said that could be affecting, like, you know,
Your immunoglobulins?
I guess. But the bigger problem is that my A1C it's not really high, but it's on the higher side.
Well, you know, you had this before. He was talking to you about this.
Yeah, no, I've had this for a while.
Yeah,
Yes, right. But so here's the thing.
he said you're low on sodium or you're low
No,
on
he said I'm low on iodine.
iodine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's okay. I mean, I'll just order the iodine that he was telling me about, and that's fine. And he wants me to like up the vitamin C and vitamin D and all that kind of stuff. But the blood sugar was 6.6, I think.
What's the range on his lab?
Well, that's the thing. The lab that I used, he doesn't like the ranges because they're ridiculous. No, but look at this. The range, according to the lab, is 2.6 to 24.9.
Yeah, no,
I
I get
mean,
it.
come on, that's stupid.
Yeah,
So he says it really needs to be under 5. So
well, you
when
have to
I
go to
told
another
him,
lab then.
what's that?
You have to go to another lab for your blood work.
No, the blood work itself, there's nothing wrong with. It's their ranges.
But they said your marker was 6 and their ranges are from 5 to 24.
No, they're saying that what does that say? Yeah, they're saying that where is this? How come is this?
How's your thyroid?
He said that the thyroid is okay. He said the iodine is affecting something to do with the thyroid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, you know, but when I told him that I eat fruit first thing in the morning, he said that I should not be doing that. Now, he didn't listen to the rest of what I was going to tell him, which is that, you know, the protein latte that follows 15-20 minutes later, and then the protein meal. But in all fairness to, you know, the whole thing, because I've been eating fruit and then going for my walk and coming back, I mean, I am probably a good 45 minutes before I'm having anything else.
But I have told you, do your fruit, then your latte, then walk.
And so I did that like these last couple days. First, I stopped doing the fruit in the morning.
Oh,
And then
he doesn't know.
I know he doesn't know, but he also said that the whole, you know, he says there's great plans out there. He says, but you have to look at Michelle's blood work. You know what I mean?
But
Like
Michelle
it might not be working
wakes
for me.
up and has fruit and goes the rest 45 minutes without any food.
So the fruit is affecting my blood sugar because of that.
No, it's low glycemic. But that's a strain. Did you tell him I do low?
Well, something is making my blood sugars be high, because he said it could even be the
What's your blood sugar? 6?
6.6.
Okay. And the bottom is 5?
Yeah, less than 5.
Okay. So you have your fruit in the morning and it's low glycemic. And then 20 minutes later, you have your latte. That's your protein. Along with that latte, go ahead and have some kind of a protein before you go out walking.
I did that today. I mean, that's only one day, obviously, but
You're not going to go get your blood tested right now.
no, it's the problem.
For your body.
The problem for me has been that, you know, I'm in this routine of getting up and going for the walk because, like, you know,
Yeah,
this
but the
will take so
latte-
much time.
When you eat your fruit, while you're eating your fruit, make your latte. It digests in 20 minutes. Do you, when you get up, do you make your bed? Do you take a shower? Do you put on your clothes? Or you just,
Not when I go for a walk.
you just get up and you
I get
walk?
up, I get dressed, I go for a walk, I sweat, I clean myself when I get back.
Okay, TMI, but, no, that's fine. But all I'm saying is that I don't, you've had this problem before you even started this. I remember when I first met you and you had a blood sugar issue.
Well, yes, I've been pre-diabetic for several years, but I thought since I have been so committed to this that my blood sugar, and they did come down a little bit, but I just thought that that I would be correcting this problem.
You are correcting it because it's coming down, but you have to tweak it. You have to do, there were times there when you weren't eating for a long time.
Yeah, and that does still happen.
Okay, and when you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, you can't do that. Protein maintains your blood sugar. So you've been challenging your pancreas for a long time. I would yell at you, remember? It's like, you cannot do that, Michelle. You have to eat. So
Do you think that, because he said that even though it's not cow dairy, he said it's possible that the goat milk yogurt could be causing some of this too?
no, if
No, I don't think
he
so.
doesn't know anything about, yeah, Idris is right. He doesn't know anything about, you use goat yogurt to help diabetics.
Okay,
And it's equal, it's very close to mother's breast milk. It is not that. It's,
okay.
in my opinion,
Well, I just didn't know if I'm like, there's such a thing as being a good thing, but then too much of a good thing, then that isn't a good thing anymore.
no,
You know what I mean? And so I don't know, am I like,
no, here's
because
what's happening.
literally I didn't do it right now, but I could eat a whole quart of yogurt at one time.
Well, I've done that. But, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the problem is
Okay,
you have gone a long time, for months, for years since I've known you, but recently you're so much better. You were making Jackie's chicken salad, you weren't. How
I
much?
almost ate that just now, but I decided to go for the
You don't
yogurt.
care, you can do whatever you want. How much plus are you on?
Well, that was the other thought, that I am not taking enough plus, because you've already told me to double the amount that I'm taking, and I
you?
didn't.
So Margie,
Which would be, what, there's 2 plus in a packet of,
Margie's like, I think we talked about this.
the optimal support packet has 2 plus in it.
Two.
Anybody
Yes.
remember me saying do 8 a day, 4 and 4?
Yes, 8 a day.
She's my partner in crime. Margie's my.
Okay, okay, so do you think that if I got very consistent with doing more plus, that would help this situation?
It might.
And I think if you were to eat 6 little meals a day,
Ugh.
see, there you go.
Yeah, but if you're pre-diabetic, you need to
I
do.
know, trust
Otherwise,
me,
you'll-
I took care of a diabetic mother for 15 years, and I kept her blood sugars. Her blood sugars were like this.
Was she type 2?
Is that the adult onset kind?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so you have a predisposition to that, and everything you do aggravates it.
So you know what to do. You did it for your mother.
Yes, but when I did it for my mother, I had what we call time freedom, and I could do what I want when I want.
Okay, but you don't, I'm sorry, there is no, let me put it this way. I've been watching the America Fest, AmFest.
Yes.
It's been unbelievable. And I listened to Tucker Carlson until 1:30 last night because I didn't want to turn off the channel. And he said the one thing that he was recommending and telling everybody that he said, I realize this is hard to do. And if you really think about it, nobody wants to live in a high rise in the middle of New York City and try to look for a parking space, or this is not living in the, who would take a choice of that, or living in the country, or being close to a stream where you could go out fishing on the weekend, or just walk with the kids or whatever. He said, we make choices that put us in a place where we have no downtime. We have no peace. We have to, he's starting to, what do you call it? Observe the Sabbath. He's not Jewish, but that's another, I think the Latter-day Saints do that, or Mormons and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And my girlfriend's Christian. She says, no, you're supposed to go to, she says, Saturday, you know, I'll work on Sunday. I'm not working on Saturday. Okay, whatever. But the most important, how old are you, Michelle?
61.
Okay. Everything in life now means Michelle comes first.
Mhm.
And you're going to take 8+ a day. You're going to eat your fruit. He scared you. He told you.
No, he didn't scare me. It's just that
I-
as much as I trust you, I also trust him.
Of course.
And so, you know,
Oh, there's a lot of good programs.
I'm just trying to find a balance between the plan and my
Did
blood
you-
work.
But you didn't tell him, I go long hours without eating. I went forever not having a lot of protein. I'm supposed to be on a Diascoria villosa product that will help support my endocrine system and my pancreas. You didn't tell him that I eat the fruit, which is low glycemic, but I wait 20 minutes. Then I go into a 20-gram protein drink. And at that point, you know, you could even have something like with your latte. The purpose of the latte is to get the peptides into your small intestines and then go out throughout your muscles so that you can burn fat and be strong. And, you know, when you walk and all that stuff, there's nothing wrong with having your latte real quick, just enjoy it, and then eat some kind of a protein. Anything, take like a handful of nuts, or have some Manchego cheese, or just have like a hard-boiled egg right after your latte. Then go kick ass and take names by walking.
Mhm.
So that way you're not burning yourself up. Your pancreas is not, you know, up to snuff. And so after that, and you have gone long hours without eating.
I think I did it again today.
Okay.
I mean, I ate some stuff throughout the day, but I put some chicken inside some kale with some red pepper and the organic mayonnaise.
Do you
And
have
I ate a couple of those. What's that?
do you have a cell phone?
Yeah. Why? What are you gonna do?
Put a friggin' timer on it. That's what I do. You know, you have
How
to,
do you do?
who does that? Luann?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I do it on my phone, you know. Yep.
Oh, that's a good idea. I
my
never
life.
thought of that.
Oh, yeah, no, I have to.
What? Like every 3 hours?
If, first of all, have it set up, my fruit, 20 minutes later, whatever you're doing, reminder comes up, get your latte, reminder comes up right after the latte. You can, how long does it take you to drink your latte?
Not long.
Sometimes I like to,
If it's too hot, then it takes a little longer, but
or you
if
add
it's
a little more milk and you down it. The bottom line is, have some hard-boiled eggs ready to go, eat one with a little bit of salt and butter on it, whatever, and take a walk. These are changes. We have to tweak.
okay. So then when I come back, how long?
This, hold on. You didn't talk to the doctor about digestion, absorption, elimination, food combining, and I'm supposed to eat all protein and vegetables throughout the day.
I did tell him he told me that I should be following like paleo keto principles. And I said, but I am. All I eat is fruit, vegetable, and protein.
Right. And your
And,
fruit is twice a day.
and he didn't tell me not to eat fruit.
No, I know what he said, but he doesn't understand because he didn't see the whole thing.
He didn't listen to, and in his defense, and when I first got there, he had 2 rooms. He only has 2 rooms. He actually was talking to me out in his reception area because he had 2 extremely sick people with COVID who, like, they went to the ER and the ER just completely failed them. And these people go to him because he's getting them the ivermectin and then the intravenous vitamin C and all this kind of stuff. He's
Good guy. Okay,
helping,
good.
he is.
Okay, good.
So he might have been a little bit,
No, but he probably just thought you were
preoccupied.
living on, fruit and veggies and a little bit of this. And that. He didn't have time to really observe what was going on. So that's fine because
All right.
we're going to challenge it till you take your next blood test.
Okay, so I'm going to do it the
Okay,
way I'm
So you're going to
supposed
set
to.
your phone for when, and you're going to follow it. What do I always say? What is this? Habitual.
Ritual.
So you're going to set your phone for the fruit. You're going to set right when you're eating your fruit, you're going to be making your latte. After your latte, you're going to grab a hard-boiled egg or some Manchego cheese with
Yeah, that stuff's expensive. You got me buying that and it is really
no,
expensive.
it's
It's so good though.
It is very good, but the problem is it's expensive. So it doesn't, you can get some goat cheese. I'm just saying, a little strip of that and maybe a hot dog, a beef hot dog.
Yeah.
And you cut, some.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, and you're gonna put some food in your stomach and then you're gonna go walking. And then you come back, that you're in your 4-hour protein time now. So when you come home and you're gonna clean yourself up, then you're gonna have maybe some eggs or something, or you're gonna have Jackie's chicken salad. You don't have to eat a whole big bowl. You just have to keep stoking the fire. And that's what's going to help keep your pancreas, your blood sugar level.
So when you say though that, so I come back and now I have to eat another more protein, whether it's, eggs or chicken salad or whatever. But then, okay.
Couple of pieces of cheese, some hot dogs, maybe those sausage.
So then how long before I should set another alarm to eat?
4 hours. You're in the 4-hour mark. So when you come back, you eat something that's
Oh, so I
protein.
have to just eat a lot more when I come back so that
Or you eat a little and you keep eating protein until you are satisfied and you've got 4 hours clear. And then you can also do vegetables within that. But
Mhm.
once your 4 hours are clear, then you do your second serving of fruit, which is just 20 minutes of digestion. And then you go back into the latte and go back into the protein.
Okay.
What's your blood type?
I don't know. I forgot. I don't think it's on this blood work. I had old blood work would it be on blood work automatically?
No, not all the time.
Okay, then I don't think it
I
says.
would call your doctor though and find out, but
Well, I have it on an old lab work because I did ask a previous doctor, what I was.
are you A, B?
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I told you once before, you don't remember? I feel like maybe I'm A.
Okay, so you're not good with red meat, but chicken, turkey, fish.
No, then what B would be red meat?
Mhm.
We can have a little red meat and they like.
Then maybe I'm B, because I feel like when I said that, whatever my blood was, that you said that, okay, you're good with some red meat. Now, he also told me that I do need to eat more red meat and more salmon, because he said there's things in those that are not found in chicken, because I pretty much only eat chicken.
That's the omega-3s and all that stuff, the oils. Did he say don't eat farm raised?
Oh, yeah, no, only grass fed and wild.
Usually salmon's not grass fed.
No, but the meat, he said, has to be grass fed.
Yes. Okay, so he's
Yeah.
hit all that.
Yeah.
So if you're B, then you're good with lamb too. Man,
I don't know how to cook lamb.
you can figure it out. How
Get
do
up on the internet.
you- Thank you. Thank you, Margie. Margie always,
Wow, she sure is your wing person.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, we love lamb and
I
never
always,
know how to cook it, so I always look it up on anything.
Yeah,
Doc
I know.
does it on the barbecue.
you can find anything now.
But
Yeah,
lamb would probably be good for you. And you can find it. You know what? Just go to a Greek restaurant. That's what gyros are. Just don't eat the pita bread. So here's the new plan. And this is great because you have your blood workup. And this is how we tweak it because you're eating healthy, but you're not eating the proper way to support your, your weaknesses.
Mhm.
And obviously your mother had adult onset diabetes.
Right.
And so you're just in line because you probably took up her habits. You don't inherit type 2, really.
No, I don't have, I mean, for months now, haven't had any wine.
No,
For years, I haven't had any sugar.
no, I'm saying you've gone a long times without eating. And thank God, because you know what kind of shape you'd be in if you had been doing the wine and sugar.
Yeah, the shape that I was in when I started this.
So now we got something to look at. This will be fun. So now you got, you got to have a lot of proteins always available, always. Even if you have to get into the refrigerator or you have a Ziploc bag filled with chunks of cheese, maybe chopped up little, grass-fed hot dogs, a little bit of veggies in there, and you just keep that thing with you. Or put some nuts in a bag and throw it in your purse. And
Okay,
you don't have to,
so nuts can be eaten just by themselves,
yes, of course. And that's,
but they require a 4-hour window to fruit, right?
yes.
Okay,
But
so I want to make a suggestion. Cut up some vegetables also. And you're gonna eat that with the protein, but you're trying to have your 4-hour window. So if you get to 3 hours and you're hungry, you can eat vegetables and then wait 2 more hours
right,
for fruit.
he's
So you
got,
don't have to eat protein for 4 hours because you still gotta wait.
right. I
So-
know, that's how I end up not getting a second serving of fruit in.
but that's smart, see, because she gave you 2 hours to fill up your
Yes.
stomach and do good with that.
So about this cheese thing, so it's okay to eat cheese by itself?
Yeah, but you should really, I mean, if you had slices of like red bell pepper with it, just to help roto-rooter it through, it's a
Okay.
protein and you don't, all.
I never knew if it was considered a protein or a fat. And like, remember when I used to tell you, geez,
It's a protein.
remember when I told you, like, I don't know, at one point I was coming home and like, I was so hungry that I'd like eat too much cheese before I'd even get my salad made.
Well, because you were you were like gluing your gut. You don't, you want to have something that breaks it up.
Mhm.
If, I'm always very conscious of that because the Manchinko cheese, I have to, sometimes take a break from it because it's like $20 just for this pig.
Yeah,
But I'll make thin slices. And then I love red bell peppers, organic red bell peppers I really like. And you can also get those mini. Or
I've been eating both those things the last few days. I got a lot of minis and
Yeah.
I
and
have some
and
red bell pepper ready
all
to
the
cut up.
vitamin C in that and stuff like that. And then you have cheese with that. So while you're enjoying the cheese, you're eating that. The harder to chew, the more you lose. But when you eat cheese, it can turn into a ball in your gut.
Right.
There's nothing there to push it through. So then
So
you
can
have to
it,
release a lot of digestive enzymes.
Okay. Is it okay to do it with, I have these organic, spicy chicken sausages that I get at Trader Joe's. It's actually the only package that doesn't have any sugar in it.
I get
But can I cut them up in dices and kind of like make like a little, put the cheese on the sausage and eat it that way?
Oh, yeah.
But I should still have a vegetable like a pepper with it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do, you know, skewer it, the whole thing, whatever you want to do. I
Okay.
got into the pepperoncinis out of a jar and I throw it into everything.
Mm,
And, but
okay.
also the, you know, turkey slices, you just get the,
I have it at my store. I get Applegate Farms
yeah,
bulk
there's another brand that's really
turkey.
good too. But it's, yeah, just turkey slices, put a slice of cheese in the turkey slice and maybe a dill pickle and maybe a thin slice of bell pepper, whatever, roll it up, stick a toothpick in it, and you make several of those. And when you're hungry, you just grab one of those. That's feeding your pancreas. That's supporting your all your blood sugar all throughout the whole day.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You see, so many things are changing for you. This is just one more step going up. There's no way Michelle last year was walking every day, even in the rain. That was just like, that's the old Michelle. The new Michelle is right here. But as life goes on, we you know, we aspire to go up. This is your next level up. And you're fine tuning yourself to the point where you're owning your own body. It's never good to look at your blood work and go, oh my God, I thought I was doing so good and I was eating healthy. Well, let's analyze that.
Mhm.
You are eating healthy. No more wine, no more sugar, no more white stuff, no more candies, no more eating, you know, licking the tops off the ice cream stuff and everything. You know, all that's over. If you were to make a mistake and do that again in one day, I guarantee you the next day you're throwing up.
Mm.
Because you've gone so long with your body greatly improving. But I remember when we first started this, you were already worried about where you were at. So the life of a red blood cell is every 4 months, right? Right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So say it.
The life of a red blood cell is every 4 months.
Okay. Luann knew that. Okay. Idris knew that. Margie knew that. And you know why you need to know it? Because every 4 months, you have now replaced all your red blood cells and you've made new ones. So what you've done is you've done an anti-aging thing for yourself because you don't even look like the same person. You have changed. Your face is thinned out, your skin looks good, you've got color, and you know, your hair looks good, it's growing. Look at this mess. So
Oh, I thought your hair looked great tonight. I can't wait to get mine cut.
I'm doing the balayage or whatever it's called. My daughter said, I said, I'm going in, I'm starting to, you know, have roots. No, just do the balayage. I'm like, the bali what? You know,
What is it?
I don't know. You're supposed to look like you have roots, but you don't. So whatever. But that way, you know, I don't have the high hairdresser bills that I used to have every 2 weeks. So that's a plus. But anyway, the plus, talking about that's a plus, the plus is 8 a day for you. Give up the Manchego cheese. And you can go to goat cheese. You can do, I love the soft goat cheese, which is affordable right out of Costco. And
I get them all.
I make it like, you know, smash it up and put it in with a turkey slice,
Mhm,
and a dill pickle and some vegetable.
mhm.
And then I put the pepperoncinis in there, which is bomb. And I have a couple of those, man, I'm rocking and rolling. But you need plus 4 and 4. Wake
Okay.
up in the morning, when your feet hit, I've always said this, what do you do when your feet hit the floor? Off the bed, you go straight to the kitchen and you have your fruit, right? That's when you're taking your supplements, and you take the 4 plus, you know, bada bing, bada bang, right then and there. Then the second serving of fruit before your next latte, even if you are all scrambled and life is so chaotic, you just have some chopped up apples, like the Fuji organic right now are bomb. So you have some of those, they're so delicious. But with that, you take another 4 plus. It's your endocrine system, your pancreas.
Okay.
Okay, so, you know, I have my granddaughter I have to watch all the time. And so my daughter's given birth and she's just loaded full of breast milk. And my granddaughter, she still wants to breastfeed, but she now knows, she calls it awa. Mommy awa? That's boobs, right? So Savannah has saved, I said, save your milk and give me some of your milk and I'll freeze it. And she was coming down with a bad cold. And everybody knows the power of breast milk. It has all the immunoglobulins in it. It's got all the, it's wonderful. So I had the breast milk in the refrigerator and I shook it up a little bit and I put it in a cup. And she drinks it and she calls it eggnog. I said, hey, Gigi, you want some eggnog? Her nose is running, you know, and she's like this, and coughing. She's almost 3 in March. She goes, yeah. So I gave her a cup of breast milk, like this much, and she calls it eggnog. She drank it down so fast. She goes, like that. She loves it. Honest to God, in about 5 hours, this girl had no cold.
Mm.
The immune system is the most incredible gift from God.
Sure is.
And we have, and part of your immune system is also your endocrine system. So and that's your thyroid, you know, your pancreas, your adrenals, your ovaries, the whole bit. So we have to really, just like Tucker Carlson said, we have to kind of take a break from the hustle and bustle, and we have to try new ways for ourselves of being close with our immediate friends. You know, he was talking to young kids at AmFest, where it's like, you know, your friends aren't on Facebook, your friends aren't Twitter, your friends aren't here, your close friends, and you don't have 7,000 friends at a college. You have like 5, you know, and whatever friends you have, those are the ones that you want to care about. You care about your family, you care about your close friends, and you specifically care about yourself. You have to take care of yourself because nobody else will. And that's why Idris, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
By you getting the family together to ask if they will pray together, that is going to be so strong for you because you'll be tapping in to the power of God and thanking Jesus for helping your grandson see the importance of taking care of himself. So he will be brought back into the fold. He'll be brought back. And this is going to be good for you. You praying for your grandson is really going to help you for yourself. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And Luann, we still have Luann here?
Yep, I was supposed to leave for another call, but this was so interesting, I stayed on.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, it's 4 minutes past, but I just wanted to wish all of you guys a Merry Christmas. I want you to know that I'm so proud of all of you. And I think we're gonna have a good year coming up. 2021, I think it's gonna be really interesting.
Hmm.
And we have to keep our eyes and ears open for the truth. And in the meantime, we all have a plan for Michelle, so we all know what you're doing, Michelle. So if you screw up next week, you're in trouble.
Especially Margie.
No kidding.
She remembers everything that I'm supposed to be doing.
Dude, she's my partner in crime.
Just give me a call if you want any help.
Yeah, call her, she'll yell at you. Just, Jackie's not here, let me scream. But you guys take care of yourself, have a wonderful time. When the food comes out during the holiday, you know, it's about choices. It's not that Christmas isn't gonna be here next year, and we're not promised tomorrow, but we know it's all gonna be here. And right now, we're on a mission. We're all on a mission. I wore my little Christmas shirt.
Let's do.
And I thought, this is the message I want for all of you guys, because you're so special, you're so smart, and we have learned something so unbelievable as to what has happened this last year with all this COVID stuff. We know more than all of them.
Yeah.
And Robert Kennedy, with his new book, you guys should read it. It's unbelievably unbelievable. But he said what nobody's talking about, and people are starting to ask, how come they're just all talking about drugs and they're not talking about vitamin C and vitamin D and sunshine and exercise and eating
Crazy.
healthy and lots of, right? We all know this. So we
Right.
are smarter than the average bear. And you guys can feel good about yourselves on that one. So I love you guys. Have a Merry Christmas.
Love you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
We will-
Yes.
Yeah,
You
same
too.
to y'all.
See you next week.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.